27th of last seed, 4E201, day 11. Got up, breakfasted, chopped firewood, swept the floor. And finally, just before lunch, I was able to head out. Since it was raining again, Mara's mercy, I decided to stop at the blacksmith shop and discuss a potential arrangement with Adrienne. After some negotiation, we settled on something that I hope will work out. She is willing to let me use the forge and even coach me in the craft. But she can't turn a profit by donating the materials for me to learn. I certainly understand, and I appreciate her honesty. She said that if I'm able to gather the materials myself, she will help me craft items and will even buy the finished products. When I inquired about obtaining materials, she informed me that the plains around Whiterun are home to herds of deer and elk, as well as wolves, foxes, and other furred creatures, all suitable for gathering hides for leather. There are also veins of ore in the rocky outcroppings, so I should be able to collect some iron ore to smelt into ingots. Adrienne also mentioned that there are many wild herbs I can harvest, which can be sold to Arcadia or used to practice my alchemy skills. This is a whole new level of self-sufficiency, which I did not anticipate and am not really prepared for. But I decided I had nothing to lose and set off, in the rain, to scout the plains. It was wet. It was cold. It was hard. I saw a number of elk, but my archery skills are meager at best. To make matters worse, my fingers kept slipping on the wet bowstrings. I'm not sure hunting in the rain is such a great idea. I was able to get off a few shots, but most of them barely grazed the animal, who promptly took off at top speed. I was only able to catch one small deer, and only because its legs got tangled in a fallen tree. It still took me 4 shots to down it. Then I was faced with handling the carcass, which I hadn't really thought about in advance. I am vaguely familiar with how to skin and butcher a deer, but I hadn't done it before by myself. Using the pitiful dagger Adrienne helped me make, I managed to gather the hide, some meat, and the antlers, although it took me a long time, and I'm certain it wasn't done in the most efficient way. I found one vein of ore, and was able to pick some chunks out of the rock. This was a first for me too, so I'm sure it also wasn't done in the most efficient way. I consider it a success, since I didn't drive the pickaxe through my foot. The ore is a light brownish color. It doesn't look like iron to me. I'll have Adrienne identify it for me tomorrow. I had the most success with finding herbs and flowers to collect. The plains are full of them. I found lavender, wildflowers, and a plant with seed pods full of white fluff. I picked some mushrooms and a strange glowing plant that hummed when I got near. Surely Arcadia will be interested in buying these. At the western edge of the plains, I found a burned-out husk of a house along the road. Curiosity got the better of me, so I spent a little time investigating it. There wasn't much interesting, except that someone had buried a chest under the rotting floorboards. Given that the place appeared completely abandoned, I did not think it wrong to loot the chest. There was only a handful of gold in it, but it's better than nothing. While I was distracted by the house, night came upon me quickly. It got very cold, very fast, and it is alarming how rapidly my body started to stiffen up with the cold. Being drenched from the rain surely didn't help. I had nothing with me to make fire or create shelter. Luckily, I spotted a guard tower along the road, so I ran straight there to warm up and have a snack. Afterwards, I stumbled back to Whiterun, using a torch for light and meager warmth. A wolf came at me just across from the stables and buried its teeth into my hand before I could ward it off with a gout of flame and slice its throat with my sword. I really need to be more prepared, both for the elements and predators. At least I was able to skin the hide pretty quickly, though I did a poor job of it in my cold and hurried state. I arrived at the inn late and exhausted. After washing and bandaging my hand, I managed to cook up the venison and some potato soup for a late dinner. Now that I've been warmed by the fire and food, I'm looking forward to a long night's rest in this soft bed. 28th of last seed, 4E201, day 12. Finally, a sunny day! After morning chores, I ventured out onto the plains again. Praise Kinnereth for providing such wonderful weather and a bountiful harvest. I bagged a large elk, 1 deer, and 3 wolves. My hands and arms are sore from skinning all those hides, but it was worth the effort. I hope to have enough leather now to craft a number of items. I also collected more wildflowers and the fluffy white plants, which Hulda tells me is called tundra cotton. Tomorrow I will visit Arcadia and Adrian both to see what can be done with all of these materials. Using some of Hulda's ingredients, I cooked up a delicious venison stew this evening with the fresh meat I'd gathered. There was enough to share, and all who ate it remarked on the flavor. It's good to know that I can still cook, and I was pleased that I could do something for Hulda after all her kindness to me. Today, the skies were so clear that I could see for miles all around the flat Whiterun plains. I saw several camps of giants, what appeared to be a bandit camp, a large stone Nordic structure, and ruins atop several mountain peaks surrounding the area. I can't wait to get back on the road and start charting. 29th of last seed, 4E201, day 13. My first stop of the day was Arcadia's shop, and it ended up being the only stop of my day. Arcadia wasn't that interested in buying my ingredients. She was more curious to see what I could concoct with them all. She even donated some ingredients from her own stores. I am fortunate that these Whiterun shopkeepers are so generous. I spent the entire day mixing ingredients together randomly. Again, 3 at a time like I did before. Most of the time, the result was an utter failure. But I did end up discovering a number of useful mixtures. Poisons toxic to the body or mind, tonics that enhance certain skills, and potions that can be used to increase one's focus. I kept those that I felt I could make use of, and the rest I sold to Arcadia for 215 septums. I shared my notes from the day with Arcadia as well, with the understanding that she will still continue to buy potions from me, even if she can now make these new ones herself. Today's success makes me wonder if the best way to earn coin is by collecting herbs, flowers, and alchemy ingredients, and then crafting potions to sell. It is easier than hunting or mining, and I seem to be better at it. But I'm uncertain, unfocused, and unable to make a clear decision. I seem to have found several ways of making some coin, but none of them are going to fill the coffers quickly. Is it better to pick one and focus my energies there, or to spread my efforts and have more options? For now, I think I will just see what each day brings and make the most of it.